Hey, we should try socialism. It'll probably work this time. Probably not. But welcome back to the JP Reacts channel, my wonderful freedom-loving friend, where we do like to call out the lies, hypocrisy, and corruption of tyrants, highlight woke absurdities, and also highlight the amazing work of other freedom fighters. The Babylon Bee, they're some freedom fighters. Socialism, that's some tyranny. We're going to combine the two and have a nice, beautiful, non-binary comedy video commentary today. So, Babylon Bee put out a video with one of the comedians are associated with, a lady named Chandler. I think it's a fun video. It's 9 upsides to socialism. To me, this video is relevant simply because obviously there's a socialistic movement by the globalists, including what's happening in this country. Leftism is socialism. It's never worked anywhere. Actually, socialism works every time. It does exactly what it's intended to do. What socialism is intended to do is to take power away from the people and give it to the tyrants. So the tyrants can control the people. No freedom for you, control for us. That's exactly what socialism is intended to do. So when people say socialism doesn't work, that's actually wrong. It works very well. But the lies of socialism, what they say it's gonna do, which helps get people to consent to it, welcome it in, okay, this has changed, but you're saying like, we all win? Okay, we all win? That's a lie, for sure. It never works in that case. Venezuela, Cuba, name the place where socialism or communism has been there, and you just see suffering all over the place. So socialism is something I think it's so important to be aware of, so important to get young people aware of what it is, and treat socialism the way we treated COVID. Like, that's something we really need to protect against. Wear your mask to protect against socialism. But really, our mask is based on our mental filter created through our awareness and our intelligent discernment. That's why I want to take a look at this video, 9 upsides to socialism.
When socialism arrives, you're going to want to be ready to look at the glass as half full, even if the glass is empty, or even if there is no glass, because you're starving to death. Here are 9.
Probably will be no glass because you own nothing and you're told you're happy about it.
9 upsides to socialism you might not have considered. Number 1, you can finally meet your weight loss goal. If these current trends hold, you'll be down to a slim, girlish 75 pounds by the end of the month. Number 2.
Starvation. Dude, not funny. But starvation is oftentimes a part of socialism. How do you control people? Well, what they need to stay alive. Food. So if you control food, you control people. If people are decentralized, growing their own food, they're not controllable. Let's outlaw chickens. We're kind of doing that now. So one of the reasons why there's such starvation in socialistic places is 1, population reduction. If there's fewer people, then it's easier to control everybody. And 2, it instills fear and obedience, because what little food there is, if that's controlled and distributed by the government, #breadlines, then you're going to be very obedient with the people that have the little bit of food that your survival is dependent on. You look at Maoism, Lenin, mass genocide through starvation. Now, the socialists, the communists, they never come out and say, hey, we're doing starvation right now to create a genocide, and here's why we're... No. They'll use the term famine, like, oh, dude, the food supply, like the farming, the ground's not growing food right now. But in Mao's China, it was tens of millions of people were starved to death. The government said, we don't have food. This is terrible. But then it was found over 1 billion pounds of food, grains, were held in government facilities, withheld in government facilities from the people. So starvation's no joke. You probably would lose weight in socialism.
2, your wife will be limited to only a couple of decorative pillows.
I like this one.
Save the leather couch cushions to boil into this year's neighborhood Stone Soup Festival. Number 3. Kids aren't nearly as noisy when they're dehydrated.
That's kind of funny and all like terrible at the same time.
For big families living under socialism, silver linings abound. Number 4, everyone is happy. Because if you're not, straight to the gulag you go.
You own nothing and you're happy and you're compliant. Compliance is the new happy. We don't really care if you're happy. We care if you're compliant. And if not, straight to the gulag you go.
I'm happy. I swear. Number 5, you'll meet all kinds of nice people while standing in the bread line. Broaden your horizons. Or should we say, bread in your horizons. Eh?
I wonder with like the bread lines, if the left does keep doing their tyrannical control thing, we have full-on socialism in this country, we have bread lines. Because it's like a leftist thing, I wonder if they'll be like, dude, these are gluten-free bread lines and like everything, it's artisan, like handmade crap. It's gluten-free. So all of I think gluten intolerance, that was one of the original propagandas that infiltrated my mind. I fell for it. And legitimately, people are gluten intolerant. It's not a joke. But it's important to make jokes about things that are not jokes.
I thought it was funny. Oh, here's a fun one. Number 6, no election fraud. It's easier when there are no elections. It's great.
And kind of scary. Having the illusion of elections is us being on the slippery slope. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm saying I really consider that's the case. But then eventually when you have no elections, that ain't a good situation. You just have a dictator. I don't like dictators. I'm going to be honest. I am uninclusive to dictators. Yeah, authoritarians, communists, dictators, Fauci, liars, Bill Gates. I'm uninclusive to all them. Yeah, take that, guys. How does that feel to be unincluded by me?
And number 7, no long lines at Starbucks. It's easier when there's no Starbucks. So much easier. Oh yeah, number 8, no more negative news about your government, because if you publish it, straight to the gulag.
Yeah, and when you look at our mainstream media, like we're so close to this. We're so close to this. You watch most of the mainstream media, there is not real criticism of the government. They're not exposing the real corruption that's happening. Like we're pretty close to this. You can say, well, Fox News is cool. They're speaking out against the government. And I love that. I love that specifically. I love Tucker Carlson. But here's a consideration. Let's just say, put your tinfoil hat on for a second. Let's just say whoever controls the government, deep state, ever hear of them? Whoever controls the government, they also control major media outlets. So one hand, various puppet strings. I just wonder sometimes, like, okay, you have all the mainstream media, but then like Fox News is like going against the grain. They tend to be, much more of a truthful voice when it comes to mainstream media. But what if it's the same hand controlling Fox News as well, saying like, hey, one of the ways we're going to manipulate these peasant idiots is to get them to think, no, it would be, we will manufacture the fight against a little piece of the media and the government. Because if we manufacture it, we control it. And that will get people to think that someone's on their side. That will get them to think there's still hope. Because if everything was 100% across the board, state-sponsored media, same exact narrative, no matter where you look, there is no Fox News, that's much easier to see like, well, we have what Babylon Bee is talking about. So I do wonder if they're like, hey, we have a little grain of sand in the oyster. That's part of the manipulation strategy. Yeah, I think that's what's going on.
Don't do it. And finally, number 9, you'll never feel lonely again because Big Brother will always be with you. It's all about perspective. Just remember to look on the bright side of socialism, or else straight to gulag you go.
I love this video. One of the things I love most about comedy, what I try to do with comedy, is use it as a language to convey important information, to convey truth, expose lies, hypocrisy, and corruptions. Let the truth shine through when you use the sword of satire or other comedy to cut through how things seem to be, to cut through the narrative so the truth can shine through. So Babylon Bee exposing, it's not really like exposing hidden truth, but just raising awareness of something that I think is very important to have in our zeitgeist, the horrors of socialism. That's why I love this video. I think it's awesome. And I love you, my freedom-loving friend. I appreciate you watching as always. I do want to throw it over to the sponsor of today's video, Bond Charge, and their amazing red light therapy products. Tired of feeling like crap and leaving your health to chance? Well, now you don't have to with Bond Charge. Bond Charge is a holistic wellness brand with a huge range of evidence-based products to help you optimize your life in every way, including their red light therapy devices. Do you ever have problems with things like sore muscles, aging skin, headaches, poor sleep, or feeling stressed and unable to relax? Red light therapy might just be your angel in disguise. It's a reason why it's become a favorite of biohackers across the world. I find for myself, oftentimes I have sore muscles or little injuries I acquire from working out too hard or just being an idiot. But now that I'm regularly using red light therapy for 10 to 20 minutes a day, I find my sore muscles and injuries recover much faster. And then I accidentally sleep better, which is pretty cool too. I've become a huge fan of Bond Charge's red light therapy products because they work and help me optimize my health. And if you want to take your health to the next level, then check out bondcharge.com/JPReacts. And while you're there, use the discount code JPReacts to get 15% off everything Bond Charge. Once again, that's bondcharge.com/JPReacts. Thank you, Bond Charge.